Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota. I garden in Zone 4 and I thought I'd take you on a little update of how my perennial seedlings are doing. Also, I have a few annuals going too. So I just thought I'd give you an update. Things are definitely going good. Some are a little slower growing and others are just taking off. So a little worried about that because it's only the end of February and I can't plant out till about the middle of May. Granted, these are perennials, so I might be able to go a little bit sooner. Not sure. And I'm just going to explain some things here. The lights I just have up right now just to give you a better view of what I have growing. When I'm done with the video, I will lower it about 2 or 3 inches from the top of the plant to encourage a really nice stocky plant. I also have fans going to for airflow, also to get a really strong plant, because when you're growing inside you don't have that wind. And also, I have styrofoam and cardboard and more styrofoam. And when we had that cold spell, along with everyone else, our temps got into negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit for a low, and the wind chill was negative 45 to 50, and super cold. This is the first year for me growing in my garage. I transitioned my garage into my plant room because I lost my room upstairs due to some family moving in. And that's a very controlled environment. This, not so much. I do have a really nice heater that I had installed that's, safe. It's up to code. And I keep it at 70 degrees. But when it was really cold, the floor was registering 50 degrees. And you can see back here I have cement down here on some gaps. Well, all of that had ice forming inside. And with the fans going, I think I was creating that kind of cooling effect where it did slow down the growth of some, which was okay, but I also lost a few plants too, and I'm seeing some struggling. But it's better because we have been in the 30s Fahrenheit, 20s today and tomorrow, and then we'll be the mid 40s to upper 40s later on. Can't wait. That will feel like spring. I know a lot of you still think that's super cold, but listen, that's almost a 70-degree difference from negative 25. So I will take it. So back here, and you will see I have algae growing too. And it's just, everything is growing at different rates. The algae hasn't hindered anything. Granted, it's an eyesore, but I'm trying to bottom water. Sometimes it's not wicking up as much moisture because, the root systems are still not towards the bottom. But I have lost, mainly the plants I lost was the Pallas purple heuchera. And you can see 2 back here that are struggling. I just left them. I'm going to see if they can rebound, just doing a little test. I definitely don't need them. And then I have a healthy little guy right next door. Any of the plants that I had against the wall, so I have a little shadow going on, struggled. So unfortunately I lost some of them. And I was probably a little bit late with the styrofoam and the cardboard. Just act as a little insulation, but better late than never. In here I have Alchemilla mollis, lady's mantle. I love lady's mantle. Super excited to grow it from seed. And this one over here is doing really good. Lots of yellow sticky tape. I do have fungus gnats, unfortunately, and I deal with them. I'm definitely going to have some losses, but you can see I'm doing okay with seedlings. Pallas purple. Granted, this isn't a wow variety, but from what I have seen with it growing here, it looks very vigorous, and that's what I need because I struggle with growing heuchera outdoors. So I'm hoping this helps me out in that. And it offers a little different color too. So very impressed. Some are coloring up better than others. These seedlings are getting, I'm trying to at least give them about 15 hours, depending on when my dog wakes me up. Sometimes it's 4:30 in the morning and it can go, the lights can go on a little bit longer. I don't have a timer. Maybe one day I'll invest in a timer, but for now I'm winging it. I think as long as I'm giving them about 12 to 13 for the seedlings, I'm doing pretty good. Sightseeing Veronica mixture, all different colors. Struggling a little bit with some of them. I think I have 12 plants. This little guy I pinched, so we'll see how that works out. This supposedly can bloom the first year. A lot of these varieties say that it'll bloom the first year. For me, I've started early enough indoors. I think I started some a little too early. Yeah, we'll get to that. More Palace Purple. I have a hard time throwing away plants. When I'm pricking out plants, when you're disturbing root systems, you kind of bank on losing some of them. So I definitely did more than what I needed. But so far, they're doing pretty good. These are all Columbine. From here on back, that's Alpine Columbine. I want to say it's going to be a blue bloom. That's definitely a good grower. Had lots of that. These here, and then here are Denver Columbine, and I want to say that's yellow blooms. And Anthos Valerian. This is growing. This is a thug. I think I'm going to have to up pot these at some point. Definitely a very vigorous grower. Let me know if you've ever grown this. Very happy with it, but look at the size of leaves back there. That's crazy. This is the rosemary that I just pricked out today. So when that gets bigger, quite a bit bigger, I'm going to be taking cuttings. I think I'll have better luck with growing rosemary that way. It's not a perennial in my area, but it's definitely one I could probably bring indoors. And I have 6 things of peppermint here. Looking good. I have some other peppermint that I pricked out. It was a little bit slower to germinate. Probably not going to need all of that because they are definitely aggressive. That's going to be going in a container when I plant it. More Alpine Columbine. Again, that's a blue bloom. Very impressed with the germination of the Alpine Columbine. I just pricked those out maybe about a week ago. So they got a little bit to get their roots established. And yes, I have lots of foxglove. I probably went a little bit overboard. I did not prick out all the foxglove that have germinated. That probably would have been another 100 plants. Super easy biennial to grow. This is, where's my tag here? I have really horrible handwriting. I even have a hard time reading my own. This is Dalmatian Creme Hybrid Foxglove. It's supposed to be whitish cream color bloom. Supposedly it can bloom the first year, so we'll see. Again, if it started early enough. I think these were started a little too early. And this one, I'm sitting on the floor and scooting along because kneeling kills my knees and they crack. So I'm sorry if the camera's a little shaky. I do apologize. In here, I want to say this is Foxy Foxglove. That's very aggressive. I'm loving it. I'm definitely not going to have room for all of these foxgloves, but that's okay. I'll figure something out. Over here, I have Dwarf Goat's Beard, 6 of them. And this one, definitely small when I pricked it out, but it's still holding on, so I'm kind of surprised. It may or may not, but they're super cute. Like, it's a Dwarf Goat's Beard, so they don't get that big, but not high germination because I did sow a lot of seeds. I only got 6, but that's okay. I still have 6. The first sowing of hardy geranium, and I think out of 15 seeds I got 1 to germinate. Not happy. The seeds were kind of expensive and I kind of had plans for it, but I'm gonna have to rethink some things. Jacob's Ladder Extra. I think I started that a little bit too soon. It's going to have white blooms. White Pearl. And then this is just, I got pink Japanese anemone back here. bad germination too. I only got 6 plants, but I think 6 will be just fine. And this is all Jacob's Ladder, the white pearl. Let me just make sure I'm saying, got the, yep, white pearl. Yeah, I am just hoping that none of this stuff is blooming by the time I get it in the ground. I would be a bit bummed. But look at how awesome that looks. Okay, so bear with me because now I have to go on my knees. There might be some cracking. More foxglove and ladybug friends hanging around. This is peach, the Dalmatian peach hybrid foxglove. And then I'm thinking the rest back here are Camelot foxgloves. And these 2 coral bells, I had done 1 sowing prior to this and no germination, and did a second one and I only got 2. And this is the melting fire coral bells. So that's okay. I got 2. Can't wait to see. They're supposed to have ruffled leaves, like really ruffled leaves and very crimson. When I find the ladybugs in my house, I just put them in my garage. Unfortunately, I have some big spiders hanging around, so I'm also providing food for the spiders too by doing that. I've seen some in their webs. I feel bad, and I also don't like it when they get stuck in the sticky tape. I've been trying to help them out, but fungus gnats are a huge issue, so I don't like it, but I have to. Back here, this is the 3rd sowing of clematis, and I put it in the fridge for 3 weeks and brought it out February 14th, and so far no germination. That's 2 weeks. I'm going to give it another week here. I am going to do some winter sowing. I better get going on that because it's getting close to spring. Isn't that unbelievable? I can't wait, even for daylight savings time. That'll be awesome. But it definitely feels like spring out there too. But yeah, so I might do some winter sowing with the clematis. I do have some delphiniums I want to winter sow. It's new for me, so. And in here, this is the 2nd sowing of the hardy geranium, and I have 2. Like so far apart. They're definitely social distancing. But yeah, I was hoping for 10. I do have one kind of in here that's kind of bent, but we'll see. Rosemary, that I pricked it out from here. The rest are a little bit tiny. I probably could do this one at some point and then that one, but they're fine. They're spaced far enough apart where I don't have to worry about root room. I've got the big plant over here that I'm kind of getting by. And first year for sowing pansies and violas. And these need darkness to germinate. And honestly, they germinated a lot better once I took off the cover, which is just a seed tray turned upside down on top. So I'm not sure about that whole darkness thing. We'll see. But yeah, I think they look really good. Again, first year for growing pansies. I definitely want to add some color early into my containers if I can. This is Strawberry Tricolor. That was sown February 7th. And then these 2 trays, I'm going to say are violas, and Sorbet Antique Shades Viola. So very happy. Soon I'll be pricking them out, and I hope they bloom for me. Can't wait. So I'm going to stand up now. Oh, not too bad. Yes, it's messy, but I'm dealing with, I have a small garage, so I'm making do with what I have. I'm getting a little claustrophobic, I'm not going to lie, but that's okay. Anything for my seeds. And then I'm going to be sitting again, so 1 second. Then, so this is the cabinet that I had, and I thought, you know, why not turn this into another little growing station and utilize it. Granted, I lost some area for storing stuff, but that's okay. But I was, like I said, I was running out of room, and I just got that shelving unit, so. But these are lights that I got from Amazon, and they're just like these little 2-foot strip lights. It came in an 8-pack. They're new. Don't know how I'm going to like them. I think it was $65 for the 8. But at least, you know, this was free. I already had it. So like I said, I'm not sure how I like these, so I can't. I don't know. More Columbine. Swan pink yellow Columbine. I can't wait to see what they look like. I'm just so excited for that. And then more of the Denver Columbine. You can see I have the fan going, and that's just creating some movement. Over here, I just did this today, and I have 3 little seed trays in here, and 2 trays have 2 different varieties. So I have a Munstead lavender, which is definitely not a perennial in my zone, but if I have a mild winter, it could be. And I'm starting it from seed, so very little cost there. Oregano, a lemon balm, lemongrass, and in here, Verbena bonariensis. I struggle with that plant, and I absolutely love it. So I have cardboard on top because it says it needs darkness. Like I said, I'm still not certain how I feel about the whole darkness thing. I have better luck when I remove it. And then it's on a heat mat. I'm not a big fan of heat mats, but for the herbs and for the verbena, I'm using this. Otherwise, I don't really use them because I just feel that my seeds get very leggy when I use it if you don't turn that heat off once they germinate. Just a quick view. These are all my cuttings. I just took these. So yeah, I'm a little crazy. Definitely a new way of me doing it. I will let you know how I like it. So yep, that is an update on how my seeds are doing. In 2 weeks, I will be starting a huge amount of my annuals. So again, let me know if you want to see me do that. There's been lots of videos on that, and it's kind of the same way. But nice thing is, once I see what works for the cuttings I took, the mother plants will go, because they look pretty tough. So I'm just keeping them there just in case if some of my cuttings don't work, I can take them again. But when they do, they will be composted, and then I'll have lots more room. And I do slant my lights like this to accommodate plants, taller varieties to shorter, and just as long as, you know, they don't crush your plants. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this little seedling update, and bye for now.